Here we are, man. We are live.
What up? This is your boy Doughboy.
This is CT. Do you notice that you're literally slumped down and I'm all the way up, right?
Am I? Hold on. I'm sitting in my new family room, man. This is the new digs. You know what I'm saying? The
Has nothing to do with nothing.
You know, but am I more up now?
You just broke up.
Okay. How is that now? Is that better?
Sure. So, we are doing this like this because
we gotta tell them who we are. We gotta tell them who we are, what this is. This is Justice League Podcast. Like I said, what's that on my face? Or is that my green screen kind of? Oh, I think I just gave away the secret. Anyway. All right. So yeah, we're doing this from our house, and okay, now I'll go back to what you're saying. We didn't give a proper entry.
Well, usually we do the rap with the beat, but you didn't want to do that.
It just didn't feel the same. I'm like, man, you over there with the cocoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, it just doesn't feel the same until you get better. I'm just like, I gotta wait, man.
That's hilarious.
Let's dig into it because we got a lot to unpack. We got to talk about what's going on with you right now. We got to talk about why we wasn't here last week, and then we got to hold docket of stuff. So where should we start?
Well, we're doing a show like this. Thank you, everybody who's watching, because I am sick and I do not want to be around anybody. And it's taking a lot to be here. So I hope that you guys know that we appreciate y'all and are doing this for you guys. Now, take it away, sir. What would you like to discuss?
I mean, so he's definitely under the weather, but we do gotta address the elephant in the room. We didn't have an episode last week, and I guess we can briefly go over it, with the fans, because I think that's one of the things that the donation and Team CT like from us is that they like our honesty, our vulnerability, and so I think that we don't need to go away from that when things might not be roses and bubbles. So last week we essentially had a little disagreement, over some things, and we just kind of felt like the energy wasn't right for us to shoot an episode. So we said, hey man, we're gonna take a week off, man, kind of just let that sit for a minute, and we did. And I think it was probably the best in hindsight, given that you were feeling under the weather. If I was around you, I probably would have got whatever it is, and then plus it probably wouldn't have been one of the better episodes. I think that once we were able to unpack our issues and what we need to talk about, it was definitely cool. But that is the reason why we missed the episode, man. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Man, I can't smell. That's what my thoughts are. I can't smell, Playboy. You know what's crazy? I didn't realize that I couldn't smell until yesterday, right? Like everything was just cool. And then for some reason I decided to pick up a candle. And I was like, I picked the candle up and I was like, man, this candle cheap. This candle ain't got no smell. And then I set it down and I started picking up everything else. And this is when I knew it was a wrap. I grabbed some pre-hard-boiled eggs, the package, smelled them, didn't smell anything. And I was like, welp.
Wait, they sell pre-hard-boiled eggs?
Yeah.
I've never in my life seen a pre-hard-boiled egg for sale.
They're delicious. They're at Trader Joe's. You can get them already cooked.
Oh, you Trader Joe's. Oh, I forgot. You out here getting the bag. Okay. Trader Joe's. I see.
Trader Joe's isn't even the bag. It's just a healthy grocery
store. That's like the Birkin bag of groceries. That's like
no, it's not.
It's like Gucci cabbage. That's really what it is. It's really what it is.
Trader Joe's, and I didn't even know this. Trader Joe's looks out for everybody's budget. If you have $10 to your name, you can have a meal at Trader Joe's.
No way. No how. What are you going to get out of there for $10?
I will tell you. So I know the prices of several things in Trader Joe's. Number one, let's say you want some chips, right? Okay. Chips are $1.99 for a big bag. Really? Then let's say you're like, you know what? I also want some apple juice, a half a gallon of apple juice. That's $3. So now you're already at $5. You got chips.
First of all, who's drinking apple juice? You drink apple juice?
Yes. You don't drink apple juice?
You're a psychopath.
For drinking apple juice?
Absolutely. What do you drink? Chocolate milk as well?
No. What's your beef with apple juice?
It's disgusting.
I had no idea you felt this way.
OJ over Apple J all day.
Well, first and foremost, I too love orange juice. No pulp though. Pulp free is where I keep it.
If you have some pulp, it tastes like somebody backwashing your drink. Like, what is this?
If you drink orange juice with pulp, it's official. You suck cock. These are facts.
You sucking cock out here in these
days.
It's
sucking cock if you drinking orange juice with pulp.
So now that you know you're getting, so what day is this that you have been in this state that you are in? And kind of walk me through this, like, because I just, I don't want to make you the guinea pig here, but what is it like? So you when did you start feeling it like this might? Because we talked, I want to say that we talked, baby, we had talked, was it Friday or Saturday?
Friday.
Right? And you still didn't know. You were just like, I'm just feeling under the weather. No, it's not that shit. Just, I'm not. When did you know for sure when you were smelling stuff? It was like, oh, God damn it. Was that the kicker?
I had to go ahead and get that test. Yeah, I've been sick for about for over a week. So I look at it the day that I couldn't move, which was last Wednesday. Actually, last Tuesday night is when I was like spitting up phlegm and all of that. And then my mom and sister called me and were like, you need to see what it is. Cause I'm like, I'm not going to get that test again. Cause I had just gotten tested Monday night. So that's why I didn't think that I had it. Cause I had just gotten the negative test Monday night. And the test, man, let me tell you something.
Talk to me about the test. Does it hurt?
The brother who did my test was out of control, man. He didn't respect my nostrils, bro. He didn't respect me as a person. He took it and he went so far. I felt like I looked at the Q-tip out of my eye as it was pressing against my membrane. And they had the new thing is they got to twist it in both nostrils for 15 seconds each.
Doesn't that make your eyes water when they do that?
Yes. So he did that. Then, that's the rapid test. And then they got to take the other test, which they'll let you know in 24 hours. So both those tests were negative. And then the next day I woke up and I was feeling weird anyway, because my body was going from hot to cold environments, like, air conditioning to humid outside. And then
without you moving. So you're in the same place, but your temperature is off.
Exactly. Which I'll even tell you why I had to get the test anyway. And this is something that I hope that you listen to as far as what I've been telling you for the last couple of months. I got booked to do a movie last Monday, and the way that it happened.
Congrats.
Thank you. But I got booked to do a movie last Monday, and the way that it happened was I got called at 5:15 p.m. I was streaming, right? I was on Twitch with the squad. My agent calls me and he's like, yo, they want you to be in this movie. It's extremely short notice, but they want you to shoot the movie in an hour and a half. And I was like, all right, stream, I gotta go. I'm about to go shoot this movie, right? I say that to you because you're somebody who turns your phone off often.
I do.
And I'm like, Doughboy, you never know. Nobody ever gets the perfect opportunity of, oh, I'm fully rested. I'm not doing anything today. Maybe Hollywood will call my number and invite me to do something. You're always going to get the call when you least expect it. So you have to keep your phone on until you're in a position to where you don't need to keep your phone on. So I looked at that and was like, man, how about that? Everything that I've been saying is true. So the next day I get up, I went and get me some, I got me some fast food, which was a bad idea.
Wait, so you shot, everything went good with the movie? You shot that, everything went well? Okay, congrats again. Okay. So then the next day you go get you some fast food. Okay.
Yeah, got the fast food, man. Are you drinking Goo Punch? What is that?
I'm at the house, man. It's just I don't know, man. It's just one of these cups that was in the cabinet, man. Don't judge me. I don't know, man.
Looks like Ivan
you don't know my life.
Power Rangers, the movie. So the next day, I'm literally like, I got phlegm in my throat that night, and I'm spitting and everything. And then Wednesday come, and I can't get out of bed, and I felt horrible. And I was, just taking herbs and stuff like that, and hoping things would be done because I don't get sick. So it was like,
did you just think that you just couldn't? Why didn't it dawn on you like I might have the cocoa? Like it never just was like this. Was it because the test said no?
The first thing was was the test. The second thing was none of the feelings that I felt were anything like what people say that they feel. Right? Like my sense of smell was still there. My taste, bam. I didn't have a fever. I didn't have headaches. I wasn't throwing up. None of that stuff. I was just feeling really weak. And then days went on, and I was like, man, I'm feeling better, but not better. And then on Saturday, I tried to eat. Tangerine cooked me something, and I tried to eat it, and I couldn't even finish 3 bites. And I was like, man, my appetite's gone. I still don't even have an appetite.
Damn. So does it at least feel like it's getting better at this point now, though?
I don't know, man. I'm in for the ride, man.
And so what's the procedure now? Because I guess and this is how just ridiculous I am as a human being and how I procrastinate. It took all of this for me to be like, okay, so vaccines. So now I'm finally, just because a nigga that I like, it's been like 3 niggas that I know, like from Bake to, Kingsley to now you to, I think AE even posted that he, I'm like, okay, maybe that. And I know that that's just ridiculous as a human being to wait that long, but I think I'm going to go ahead and get that young vax.
Well, blessings to those guys. And I will say, I don't want to give my opinion or influence anybody's decision to go forward or go against it. I just don't want to have that power over anybody's decision making.
Can I ask you a question about that? Why is that such a sensitive thing with people? Because people almost talk about vax now like it's like religion or politics. Like, why is it such a is it touchy because it can deal with our health and people are just overly sensitive about that? Because I see that people they be like, I don't really want to say what my vax status is. I'm like, is it that serious? Like, why do you think people are like that about that?
Well, for me personally, I realize that I am someone that several people seem to value his opinion, and I don't want to have the responsibility to tell somebody to do something or to not do something. I think people should do whatever is best for them.
Gotcha.
As far as speaking on it in general, I find it to be a very divisive conversation, no matter what, for or against. And I'm not really about division.
I got you. But no, I just think overall, like, I just think just the whole COVID thing, man, it's just a real thing, man. I just hope that, everybody stays safe out there, for people that have contracted, I just pray that everybody has speedy recoveries, and everybody that hasn't, hope they're doing the proper things to not catch it and to stay without it and to stay not spreading it moving forward. So
the funny thing is, it's like you never know. Like, this is the Delta thing, a part of it. And I'm like, man, they couldn't have named it something else. They couldn't have the Spirits or the Southwest. Let me get Group A or something. I don't know. This is strong.
And now that's, I think, the biggest thing about it, because the news about it changes so much, like, every day. So now it's like, now they're even saying if you get vaccinated, you can still give it to people I don't know. I just get so confused, and I'm just like, I'm not for or against anything. I just don't know. And I'll be like, wait, what do I do? Just tell me the right thing to do so I can do it. But with this situation, I don't necessarily know what that is. So,
man, I have never slept so much in my adult life. I've been sleep.
Is it good sleep though, or is it just like restless? You can't sleep because your body aches.
It's better. It's getting better sleep wise. Like I start sleeping through the night on Saturday, and start feeling a little bit better as far as like, okay, cool. I can rest. I can go walk up and down the stairs. I can go.
Oh, so you was really they laid you out for a couple days.
Yeah, I was not doing anything. Like, I was like, hey, I'm in the bed, or I'm going to the living room, or like, this is the first time I've been in this room since Friday.
And you don't feel like you're a tough guy and get like, not like, so you don't feel like you need to go to a hospital at all? You're like, no, I'm good. I got it.
Let me tell you something. I would never do that when it comes to my health. Like, if I feel like this is something that I'm getting worse, or I truly need some help, like if I couldn't breathe, or if I couldn't walk, or any of those things, I would be there in 2 seconds. Right. That's the God's honest truth. I remember when my sister had it, she said she couldn't breathe, so she had to go. You know what I mean? And I was like, it hasn't happened to me. BT couldn't breathe. He had to go. Like, I'm like, I could breathe. And, you know, the shower. I ain't
how is BT?
no way.
When was the last time you talked to BT? Is he talked to him today?
Man, BT living it up, man. He's literally.
I know you can't. I mean, now that you're getting through it, I know you can't help but be a little tick. Like, nigga, next time call the ambulance, because nigga, this. I think it was when you put him in the back of the truck to drop him off. This is when this had to have happened.
No. Because I wasn't in contact with him at all.
Okay.
Because I have a truck. I had him on the like a puppy.
You really treated this nigga like roadkill.
You know, open the back and he got in. We didn't have any contact, but there were a couple things that could have contributed to me getting that young Coco, and one of them was that when I got to that movie, man, there were a lot of people there. That's number one. That was Monday. Tuesday, I ended up shooting with some cats, and this girl had she said she had food poisoning, but you know, it could have been something else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then that previous Saturday, my boy Keenan told me Sunday morning he tested positive, and I was around him. And even though mine was negative 2 days later, you know, you just never know how it could have happened.
And
but
that's
beautiful.
That's the thing I don't understand, because I'm like, people keep going outside. Like, I mean, I don't want to say that they should put us back on lockdown, but like, I'm literally, because we're shooting this Tuesday night, y'all gonna get this tomorrow morning. I'm literally, before we hopped on this Zoom, I literally am currently watching the Locks versus the Dipset, and they're in Madison Square Garden. It's like sold out, and I'm like, when you see that, or Lollapalooza, it's like, yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, I don't feel like the disease is like, wait. This is for hip hop. It's New York City. Everybody get to that. I don't think that that's happening. I think we got to chill out before we just go to just big ass, open ass events like that.
You know what it is, bro? I'm not gonna become this guy because I happen to be affected by it now. I'm never gonna be the one that's like, yo, everybody get back in the house, or everybody, you know, be safe or nothing like that. Because, you know, it's truly something that can happen to anybody. But I will say it's so unfortunate that we haven't been able to go outside in so long that when we finally get a chance to go out, this thing isn't done. And it's unfortunate because you need human interaction, man. You need to be around people.
And that's the biggest thing about it, is because that's what I was saying too, because I was like, the more they started to open up and you started just to see just, you know, road rage incidents, just people just kind of acting in a different way. I'm like, people have been in the house for so long and they're coming outside just, you know, wound up. And I don't necessarily feel like the solution is send everybody back in the house. But God, you know what I did forget to tell you at like 10 minutes ago?
What?
New nickname alert. Frosty the Dough Man.
Frosty the Dough Man. Why do they call you Frosty the Dough Man?
Because in the wintertime, a chick could build me up, but when the sun come outside, I disappear.
Oh, okay. Okay. Little massage.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I've been
so stupid.
So yeah, we're back with them. So let me tell you about my last couple of weeks, man. I've been going through it, bro.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and that's why I was even telling you, like, even when, you know, you and I had our little spat, that's why I had told you, I was like, man, I think this is more me than you in what I'm going through, man. Like, I just be forgetting, you know, I still got that, you know, that polar, not that bi, and it can flare up, man. And it's just, I've only known that I've had it for a year. Like, you know what I'm saying? That it's not something that's so divisive or remote. It's not so visible that you know it's a problem. It's almost like more things start to happen, you know what I'm saying? And then you start to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I might be tripping. But like, basically what had happened, like basically beginning of June is when, you know, I made the decision, like, you know what, I'm going to try to give medication a try. Like, I'm just going to do it and just, you know, and then when they told me at the beginning, they was like, we're going to put you on 3 meds. And one of the side effects for all of them is that you're going to gain weight. You know how I am about my weight. Like, you knew me when I was much bigger, but you know me more than most people, so you know how sensitive I would ever be to gaining weight. You know, probably more than the average person would in gaining any weight. You know what I'm saying? It just throws me off. So I knew that I would have to deal with that, but it was a ton of other side effects, like, you know, your intimacy levels can go down. You could have bad dreams. You could have racing thoughts. It's nausea. It's like a ton of stuff that I really, but, you know, if the alternative is not keeping, you know, your mind balanced, it's like, no, I'll just, you know, I'll go ahead and I'll do that. So then that's really what happened, bro. It's like over that last month, like I think the first month it was cool. I was like, yeah, man, it's working out. I like it. I'm a normal person, whatever. And then like after that, I started feeling like those effects. And then I would just like having certain days where I would just be super moody and super emotional. And then other days where I'm just kind of spaced out, like lights on, nobody home, just like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, you know, one day I would be like, hey, we got to do WHHW news like every single day, 3 episodes a week. And then for 2 weeks, and I just don't do it. It's just, and it's not because I'm a lazy person or I don't want to. It's just I'm dealing with a mental thing that I'm learning how to find some type of balance with, bro. But it's difficult to deal with, man. I find it popping up, you know, in different areas, but I'm just trying to work with it and just, you know, because I know my biggest thing is I can't drink, so I don't go to alcohol at all. So, and that's the unfortunate thing is that, you know, I have all these coping devices with things, you know. For years it was food, then of course it went to alcohol, then it's just like, and then one thing starts feeding the other. It's like if I'm eating the food, because the meds literally make you have cravings for food, I'll be like Oreos, 3 a.m., just dumb shit. Like, so it feeds into the depression of, you'll be eating some bullshit that you probably shouldn't be eating, which will make you gain weight, which will make you feel depressed. And it's just kind of like a loop. But yeah, man, it's just, you know, I've been going through that for the last couple of weeks, man. I've just been trying to kind of put a top on the bottle of it, of trying to just keep it together. What's tough?
2 things. One, very nice shirt. Very, very nice shirt. Second, that's a very nice background. Like I really would have thought that was a real background.
It is. This is a new place. I told you. We all homeowners now, baby. Come on, man. Justice League been good to us. Nah, you know,
Justice League. Mad shout out to Tangerine for taking care of your boy, and a major thank you to Tony for offering to drop your boy off some soup. That's very kind, man.
Oh yeah.
Interestingly, you said last night, man, mind you, when you texted me last night, I'm in and out of trying to be awake, right? So I'm like, all right, we're gonna do the show tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep all day so I can make sure that I muster enough energy so we can do the show. And you were like, yeah, man, cool. Hey, man, you want me to get a fill-in for you? And I was like, on the Just Us League? Who's going? First of all, there are so many components that just wouldn't make sense. One, we already missed a week, so that's ridiculous. 2, who are you gonna fill in for me, right? And then you were like, oh man, you know what I'm saying, like Tangerine or Tony. And I was like, that makes no sense, especially for the return. Like that's something like, hey, I don't even know what that's for. Like whatever. Right. So I'm like, nah, man, it's all good. I'll be there. And then it was like, I told Taj, I was like, I think he's gonna show up to the studio because he's not paying attention to the fact that I said we're gonna do it on the stream. And I'm like, he will probably show up to the studio and be like, yo, where you at, man?
But yeah, like what? No, I'll definitely be paying attention. I'll be so on it. So, but yeah, did we go through the whatchamacallit to the comments of the week? Let me tell you something about the CT and the Team CT and the donation. They didn't give a damn about nothing else I was posting since last Wednesday. I posted and go up, man. They was like, hey, yeah, cool. Where that Justice League at, Playboy? Bro. I was like, man, happy birthday to my dear grandmother. Rest in peace. Like, yeah. She goes, where that episode at? What? Niggas wanted the episode, man.
Bro, people are literally, and I appreciate the love, but I think the way people speak to people sometimes, they don't realize how rude it comes off. Bro. So, like, I had posted a video, just a regular video of a sketch. Cat says, where that episode at? I said, hey man, where's the comment about the video that I posted? He's like, yeah, I watched the episodes on YouTube. And I'm like, that response did not validate anything. And I was just like, whatever, man. But I know that's why it's so important that we do
no,
this
and
now.
people listen, I got at some point, and this is not your problem because it existed long before we started this podcast, episode number 1. I gotta somehow change the narrative that I be fucking shit up in my life because that's where the comments go with me. Niggas that was in my DMs like, hey man, it's been 10 days. We haven't heard nothing. Did you do something? I'm like, nigga, what? Like, why I gotta be the common denominator of everything? I'm like, nigga, why do niggas? So I need that narrative to somehow change it. I don't know. I think, once we get to episode 100, then people will be like, all right, maybe it's not him. But that's how niggas been getting at me. Like, oh, you fucked this one up too? I'm like,
damn. The interesting thing is I can never even imagine how that feels because it would never be my fault. It would only be your fault. But
no. Fuck no. It can absolutely be your fault. And that's why, bro, they was getting at me like, here Doughboy goes again, going Doughboy. I'm like, okay.
Going Doughboy. Damn.
Tired of it, man. And let me ask you this, and we'll hop into the other stuff that we got there. I mean, we're at home, so we can take our time with this one. Do you ever deal with this? Because I'm dealing with this, and it's tough. Do you ever put out the videos, right? Because I know you put out a ton. You know what I'm saying? You back up to putting up your weekly content. You ain't invited me to be in none for a while, but I ain't gonna take that personal. But in any event, so when you put up certain stuff and you got certain expectations, say for like
I had the energy. I wish I had the energy.
So say for like a BBC, right? Something that you just think is gonna change the landscape of urban comedy, and you throw it out there, and niggas just be like, nah, nigga. When I tell you, I put out this quarantine shorty. Listen, before I put it out, listen. Let me tell you.
Wait, man. Wait. Oh my god. Oh god, that's so funny.
Niggas break my heart, man. Cause you gotta understand, I'm a nigga that's done numbers before. I've done 20 mil on a video. So I'm like, one of these days it will happen for me. Nigga, when I tell you I dropped quarantine shorty, I'm like, nigga, the streets ain't gonna be ready for this, man. I'm like, K Slay gonna call me, nigga. Charlemagne, all these niggas. I'm running it through my head, nigga. So much to where I was like, I'm not even gonna check the comments on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna check the views for a day. It's probably gonna run up to 100,000. It's so relatable. Nigga, when I tell you, I came back, that shit was at a hot 1500. I said, ooh. Oh, on the gram. I'm talking about on the gram. Nigga, it was under a K for the most of the day on the and I love every view, but when I tell you, you think it's gonna do something. Somebody said this the other day too. There was like, expectation is the thief of something else than the other thing that they normally say. But nigga, do you ever have that happen when you just because this is the conundrum I find myself in. Oh shit, what happened? Oh, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the conundrum that I'm in. I've done it before, but just never alone. And that messes with me as a, you could say that like you've done millions on your own. Like I've done millions a bunch of different times with other people. But when it's for me, it's how do you go through that in your mind and not break down when the one you think gonna work don't?
Well, here's the thing, man. The one that you think is gonna work never works. I want to give you that right now. Never. I remember in Instagram days where I was just dropping sketches on IG and I was like, oh, this one gonna go. Oh, this one gonna go. Oh, this one gonna go. And then I remember like
this one gonna go.
This one ain't about to do nothing, right? And that one ended up doing like 20 million, right? And then I remember I'd done, now let's go to Facebook days. I was doing I was dropping content on Facebook, and this is before I started doing I'll Be Backs. Like the I'll Be Backs, they started doing 20, 30, 50 million, but the sketches before I started doing the I'll Be Backs would hit like 9 or 10 million. And I was like, wow, this is interesting that these videos are doing so well. you never know what's gonna hit because perfect example. I dropped a video called "Never Underestimate Them Hands." Right? It was a compilation of maybe like 10 of those videos that I had done. And a couple of them, it was myself, Big Ja, Craig Smith, a whole bunch of people, right? And I dropped it on Facebook. The entire day, though, boy, it got 1 view.
1?
And this is at a time on Facebook where I might have had 40,000 followers. Let's say I have 40,000 followers on Facebook. 1 view. So what I did was the next day, I said, forget this. I reposted the exact same video. So I posted the exact same video the next day, and it did 1 million in an hour. So you never know.
What?
That's one. I know.
Wow.
You never know. But also the videos, because you've always done it with an engine, that's what you're used to. You're not looking at your subscriber count. You're not looking at what people are following you for. So the people who are following your YouTube page are following you because of your podcasts, because they're like, oh man, we followed this dude from whatever case scenario might be. So when you drop your music and you drop your sketches, they're like, all right, but this ain't why we following. So what you could do is have somebody drop it on another page and share it and see what the video does. Or you could create another page just for your music.
Yeah, because that'd be breaking my heart because in my heart, I care more about the music than anything. So when the music don't spark, I'll just be like, but this one, man, because this one from the beat to the lyrics to everything, I don't know if you got a chance to check out Quarantine Shorty, but I thought the video I was like, this is the, and then, so yeah, man, I just think, and I also think what's going to also help is just more and more reps at the plate and just not be, like you said, like you never know, what you're going to hit, what I'm saying, man, unless you just keep throwing shit out. So I just think
you never know because it's not going to be like a solution in a day. Like, even though that video I told you had 1 view and then the next day 1 million, it's like, bro, this is a consistency of posting content. And at the time, my audience was rocking with just sketches. And then I started doing I'll Be Backs, and they just start rocking with that. And, it's really about what your audience is there for. And if they're going to be open to you introducing them to something new.
And what was making you push through them tougher, like beginning days? Like I'm talking about like 2016-ish when you were just getting started, when you're probably at like, what, 30, 35K on Insta, probably not much on YouTube or on Facebook. Like, how did you just keep pushing through that every day, just posting it? Because I think that's the thing that I struggle with. Like, I get and you're seeing Instagram, you're not necessarily seeing no paper for it, but you still just throwing it up every day. How did you? I'm literally like, how do you do this? I want to adapt this mind state myself.
Well, here's the funny thing, man. It was 2017 for me when I started doing content. So 2017, in January, I remember I just signed with my manager that I'm with now. And I told him, I'm like, hey man, I'm about to really start pushing this social media thing. And he's like, oh, that's what's up. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm at 5,000 followers right now. And he's like, oh, cool. Anyway, so if you could just meet these people up here, because, if you don't have the numbers, people don't really care. So I took that to the chin and kept, acting and writing and not really thinking about it. And I knew that I had to succeed. Like, I'm the type of person that I'm going to give it all I have before I quit. Right. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I succeed before I can say that the game's against me. Right. So I was like, all right, and this is when Instagram, this is before IGTV. So you were doing sketches on IG that were 1 minute long. I said, I'm going to shoot content. I'm going to drop a video every single day, 7 days a week. And that's just what it's going to be. I want to get my numbers up. And within 3 months, I had 100,000 followers because I just continue to go for it. I'm like, whether it's funny or not, it's going to be funny to somebody and somebody's going to watch it. And I just kept dropping them. And then when I ran into Ja for YouTube and Facebook, I started doing the same thing. I said, all right, I'm gonna drop videos on YouTube and Facebook every single day. And it took me from February of 2019 till May of 2019. And I think I was at 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like I'm dropping content because half the battle isn't how funny something is, because funny is subjective, bro. Like, just like with your music, like bars, you're really good, but your good is perspective to somebody. If they're like, oh my God, we love it, or oh my God, we hate it, it's still content. So keep dropping the content. If you want to see a difference with your music, flood the market. If you want to see a difference with sketches, flood the market. If you want to see a difference in anything that you do, flood the market. And everything that I've ever done, I flooded the market so I could learn it. So I remember on Twitch, when I first started getting on there, BT was like, yeah, man, get on Twitch. I was like, I'm not really that guy. And I got on Twitch and I start streaming every single day. And everybody just start coming in there. And now it's truly a family of people that come in and rock with me. It's no different
community in there. It's like being at a block party when I went in there.
It's fun, man. But if you want to see any type of results, you have to give everything you got, because only then will you be able to say you've done everything necessary. And usually when you give all that you have, you're going to be rewarded. I promise you. There's no way and no reality that you give everything that you got to something and you don't succeed. Rodney Perry used to say, when it comes to LA, he's like, if you stay here long enough, you gonna get something. And I used to be like, what? And I saw that. The longer I stayed in LA, I would just get looks. Not saying that I'm not talented, because obviously I am, but it's like you get rewarded for your hard work. If you're in a relationship, your girl is gonna get off the bullshit every now and then because you still with her. Let me make him something to eat.
Tony has not been on the bullshit as of late. You are right. Good job, babe. You like, no, I definitely feel like you can apply what you're saying to other areas, and like in every area of your life, like even like with working out or something. It's like if you just give that effort. And I think that that's just really all it is. I think a lot of times I just be talking myself into being lazy. Like, make it just do the work, put it up, shut up. Because
you're looking at the videos numbers and you're letting it discourage you, instead of realizing that yes, it might be at 1,500 views right now, but that doesn't mean that it's always going to be at that. You might drop a video that does 30,000 in a day, and now people go to see that quarantine shorty video, and now that video end up doing 1 million because people are like, I didn't even know about this one.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just, just being able to stay the course. And like you said, just that consistency too. And I think that that's how you build the community and the fan base too, because most people that I know that have been consistent, like how you're talking about, that have been successful, have kind of followed that same consistent module. Like I'm doing every day or every week or every other day. So yeah, man, I'm definitely going to take a page out of your book and see if I can turn my fortune.
And don't even make it a page out of my book, man. Just do the work. If you do the work in anything in life, you're going to succeed. These are foolproof plans.
For sure, man. And let's get into this docket that we do have. So the baby is having the PR nightmare of the ages. He said some things. At the what was he at? Rolling Loud. He said some comments that definitely offended the LGBTQ community. Definitely were insensitive. And what it ended up happening was when it initially happened, he responded, but it was almost like one of those apologies, like, yo, I told you I wasn't like that, and you can't. It was almost, I don't want to say he stood on what he said, but he was just like, yo, it wasn't like that, like da da da, like the people rock with me, you can't cancel me, da 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 da. And then I think that is like the whole industry said, oh really now? And bruh has been losing endorsement after endorsement after endorsement till finally today he came back and circled back with a second apology, and this one was without the the extra stuff. It was just, hey, I'm truly sorry. What are your thoughts about that? And I'll tell you. Well, let me also tell you what the further part of the conversation is. DJ Academics have brought up a good point, and then Lance Woods from Sacramento had also echoed the same sentiments. They said a lot of these big corporations or these festivals and stuff, they'll let artists be there that promote in their music, calling black women B words and promoting murder and just all different type of things. And they're still welcome with open arms to perform their songs. But then when it comes to offending this particular group, then it's no, you get canceled. So that's a second part of the conversation. What are your thoughts overall on the baby's situation?
Well, one, did you get your tattoo covered like you said? Your arm looked different.
No, I'm about to though next month.
For what? Leave stuff alone, man. Quit touching stuff, bro.
Why did you just? Nobody even knew I was getting anything. No, I am definitely getting tattoo covered up. It's time, man. It's that time, man.
It's not. Leave it alone, bro. You go.
It definitely is. It's time, and I'll break it down the whole thing. I'm gonna put over it, but yeah, I haven't gotten it covered up yet, but I will let you know.
How much is that gonna cost to cover something?
I'm actually working that out. But fun fact. The tattoo artist that's going to be doing it is from your city. He's from Detroit.
Yeah, usually the best people are. So I'll say this, man. When I look at what happened with this young brother, man, everything that you said, none of that is new. Like, I think we keep using these, man, if they keep talking about black women and they talk about this or they talk about that, they let them do it, but they say one thing. Like, this isn't new, man. We know that they make rules for them and laws for us. We know that they crucify us at an alarming rate in comparison to what they do to other artists. Mm-hmm. So in that vein, it's unfortunate that he believed that he was untouchable. Happens to the best of us. And I hope that his true fans stand by him. And in the same token, the people that he apologized to, we'll see if it makes any difference, man. But the thing to always get through to somebody is through their pockets, and that's through anything in the world.
But see, okay. So this is I have two ways that I feel about this. One way, I just wish that there was a way that when these niggas, this verse is hilarious. But is there a way when someone makes a mistake, like say they say something that they shouldn't have said and they offend a group of people, okay, instead of it being the first option is, because at this point, this is costing him millions of dollars. Like, it's literally, he's losing more than most people will make in their life. Literally is what's happening over this. I just wonder, and then this is not me taking up for him saying, oh, he said it and just leave him. I'm not saying that. I'm not defending his statements. What I am saying is there any space for rehabilitation when people make mistakes? Like, could somebody from the community say, hey, we'd love to sit down and have a conversation with you, let you know why those comments, like, I just don't agree with the part of cancel culture that just means if somebody with major influence makes a mistake, they need to be held to this brimstone of a repercussion, because of I just don't like why. Like, I just think it would have been a dope moment if somebody from the LGBTQ community could have sat down, had a conversation with it. It could have been publicly. Hey, man, this is why, the comment that you said about HIV made people feel this way. This is why the other comment can make certain. And then that's a place for growth. And then everybody wins. I don't really agree with because if you worked a regular job and you made a mistake and you said something that you shouldn't, I mean, they have things that are in order. Like most things, they're going to put you on a system. Trust me, I've been fired from plenty of jobs. They're going to put you on a final, they're going to give you something. They're not just going to say, you're not going to get paid for 6 months. Like, I just don't agree with that part of it.
I think it depends on what's said that is the offending statement. It's like there isn't a one size fits all thing that's like, you say this, you're going to get a representative from this community and they're going to help out. It's like, if you say something that has offended a great number of people, who's to say that anybody will want to stand on your side and defend you without fear of catching hail and fire themselves? Also, that is something that is this isn't new. Like I said, at least for the past 25 years, we've known that if you say something derogatory, disrespectful, insensitive, or just flat out rude to that community, you're done. This is not a new thing.
And that's the one part that I couldn't come to the defense of. It's just like, bro, even if it is messed up that it is that way, none of us can claim ignorance in this situation. Ignorance cannot be a defense, for any of this. But I just hope that there's just some room for just some growth. I'm a fan of the baby's music. I'm not a fan of his action, of what he did and what he said. I hope that there is, a space for redemption, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure he's, I don't think he'll be repeating, that mistake again. And hopefully the people that were offended can take his, apology, to heart, and, then, I guess.
Man, you know better, bro.
This the messed up part, man. Cancel culture has gotten to such a place where sometimes you be scared to even discuss other people getting canceled. Like I have fear that anything that I've just said in the past 4 to 6 minutes, somebody can look at that like Doughboy's a bitch ass because he is supporting. And I just feel like cancel culture. I'm ready for us to cancel culture at some point. Like, I get it, hold people responsible for what they're doing, but at some point, it's like, oh, okay, we've got to put some parameters on this.
Cancel culture is every boy and girl that got bullied as a kid that nobody stepped in to save them. So they became adults, and they made sure that if anybody bullies anybody that they deemed as a bullying scenario, that they get canceled. But
don't you think that that's kind of taken on damn near, I don't want to say a bullying stance of its own, but cancel culture it's almost like, is it even productive at this point? Because now I just think people are going to just start being lesser versions of themselves just out of fear. Like, you don't even want to say anything, because anything that you could say, you know what I'm saying? Because you can make like a call and response thing at a show. A lot of times the DJs say, if you a broke ass nigga, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, bad bitches make some noise. Like, somebody could be offended by that. Like, look, that's very insensitive to people who have lost their jobs. You should, like, it could really get, to that point. So
they don't do it to shows that don't give enough representation. The show Friends was on the air for over 10 years. Mm-hmm. And nobody ever had any muss or any fuss that there was never any people of color on that show. And they just did reunion episodes. Everybody loves it. It's one of the greatest shows of all time. But that's one of the most insensitive things I ever used to watch. I'm like, man, where are the black friends? Where are the Latin friends? Where are the Asians?
And even with the way that they spell friends on the show, they spell living single wrong. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? The way they did it, it was just all just terrible.
Man, living single was definitely a precursor.
That's the urban legend, right? That they basically just lifted that show.
It's the truth.
How pissed is the creator of Living Single? That's gotta sting, bro. Just a nigga just gonna be like, that's fire. I'm gonna take it. And then never put no niggas in it. Never explained nothing.
I'm still mad at Living Single for getting rid of Kyle Barker.
Kyle Barker was fire. Whatever happened to Kyle?
He's still around.
One of my favorite actors. He did a lot of stuff back in the day that I liked.
Yeah, he's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Shout out to him. Second story that we had on this. I don't know if you watched the video on it. Did you see this? What flight was it? On the front. They had to duct tape a dude down because he was acting unruly on the airplane. I'm gonna say this because I've seen this, and this is kind of like goes in alignment with what I've been saying about we're starting to see the repercussions of everybody being in the house for a year with how people are acting outside. Like, I've been like, people fight, like, usually even no matter how wild and crazy stuff is going in the world, it's certain places people won't kind of nut up at because you can hurt everybody. Like, I've never lived in an era where I've seen so many fights on airplanes. Like, why would anybody? There's been reports like the last few months, people trying to open that emergency exit. Like, It's just, first of all, like, and then apparently the employees that duct taped the dude down, I do think that was a bit extreme. I mean, but what else are you supposed to do? Apparently he was assaulting, people from the staff. So the people that restrained him ended up getting suspended. What are your thoughts on, first of all, him getting duct taped on a flight? And second of all, do you feel like the employee should have gotten suspended?
That's a tough one, man. I mean, for you to result to duct taping somebody to a chair, I feel like common sense is gone. Like reality that you just duct tape somebody to a chair to keep them restrained makes sense in a moment, but you're gonna have to unduct tape that dude at some point.
And who just has that amount of duct tape to duct tape a whole adult male to a chair? And which chair could you even be to where you can keep going around? Because it's just mathematically it seems impossible. But I mean, huh? He was just and he was just and how long is the flight? Like, I guess there's many more questions we need to know. Like, nigga, if this is a 15-hour flight, this is inhumane. Woo. But at the same time, it's like, if you're, because I be thinking about this. I was just on a flight. I was just on a flight a week or so ago, coming back from South Carolina, and we had some turbulence. Do you ever get scared when turbulence happens? Like, does it ever?
No, it depends.
Is that because, like, I sometimes get spooked, like I really am, in the air. But my biggest thing was, if I was in the air and somebody started tripping like that, I would feel great if they duck. I would help them duct tape this nigga, because I'm like, bruh, let's just chill you out. I don't know what you on, but we can figure it out on the ground. So I feel like that. I feel like, and with stuff that happened back in the day, like, you know what I'm saying, like 9/11, different things. I feel like there needs to be some level of protection for things like, what if that does happen? I feel like, I don't know if airlines be having security people on every flight or whatever, but I just feel like something that does need to be taken into account, because the more that stuff starts to open up, I don't want to say we're going to see more of it, but I just think there needs to be a proper protocol if people start wigging out while you 110,000 feet in the air.
I will say my energies just ran out. I've done the best I could.
I see you over there struggling. I'm like, man, I'm giving you my best stuff here, man. Hey, man, you did your thing. So this is what we're going to do, man. We're going to wish you well wishes, man. Everybody, please hop into the comments. Send my brother some positive energy so he can get better. And God willing, we will be back in the studio next week, but we'll keep you posted. I have been Doughboy.
Team CT all day. Detroit coming August 13th through the 15th. Birds,
I will be there too.
Doughboys coming with me. Thank y'all so much for the love. Be nice in the comments to each other, man. We did it for y'all. Make sure you listen to the audio. It's everywhere that you listen to audio. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Go get some rest, man. I'll talk to you soon. Love you, big dog. Next time. Peace.